I want to go across now, live and exclusive to Sajeeb Wazed Joy, the son of Bangladesh's former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Sajeeb Wazed, thank you for joining us at a time when your family and your country is really going through a lot. Could you tell our viewers about your last conversation with Sheikh Hasina, your mother? What is she telling you? What are you telling her? When did you speak to her last? How is she doing now?
I spoke to her yesterday. My phone has been ringing off the hook, so I have not had a chance to call her since then. But she's in good spirits, but she's very, very disappointed. She's very disheartened that after all that she has done for the country, that this vocal minority moved against her and wanted her out. She has turned the country from a poor country, failing country, corrupt country into a success story, a rising Asian tiger. She has contained militants. She has improved the lives of people. And we've all worked very hard to bring that about. And so she's very disheartened, and she told me that we are done with politics. This was going to be her last term anyway. She's 77, and she's retired.
So what does she intend to do now? Where does she intend to go? There were reports that she wanted to go to the UK. There are reports the UK isn't at this moment willing to have her. So does she intend to stay on in India? Does she intend to go to the UAE, Europe?
Those reports are incorrect. She has not asked. She has not applied anywhere. She has not asked any country. She has not made any decision on where she will stay.
What do you think is the best place for her to be now that she's no longer in Bangladesh?
I mean, that is up to her to decide. I really don't have an opinion on that. She can come visit her grandchildren in the various parts of the world because our entire family has been settled abroad for many decades now. So,
there are reports in the United States that her US visa has been revoked. Is that correct?
No, I have not heard anything like that. That is a rumor.
And how are her spirits, given the fact that she had to flee in these inglorious circumstances? Is this something she and the family were expecting? Was it building up to this, or has it come as a complete surprise and shock to you?
No, this was a complete surprise and a shock. No one expected this. No one expected the students and the militants behind them to be so violent. And we had met all the protesters' demands. So we did not understand or expect. And my mother had even asked them and invited them to dialogue. But we didn't expect them to demand the resignation of the government and then go on a full-out attack. These were not peaceful protests. Police stations were attacked with firearms. Policemen were slaughtered. And you've seen the violence they've unleashed in Bangladesh. And the violence is only escalating. Right now, there is no law and order. The police, after being attacked by the mobs, the police have given up. They've quit. All our ministers' homes have been burnt to the ground. Father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, my grandfather's home, which was a museum, and that's where my entire family was murdered in the coup of 1975, that has been burned to the ground. Temples are being burnt. Our members of parliament have been killed. Minorities are being attacked and killed. So, and there's wide-scale looting and vandalism going on right now. It's total anarchy in Bangladesh.
It seems the students want for Muhammad Yunus to come back. The Nobel laureate had a fraught relationship with the government and your mother. You accused him of corruption. The students seem to think he's the best person to lead the new interim arrangement.
Well, yes, they've picked him. I believe they're going to appoint him, and now we'll get to see how capable he is of running a country.
What happens to the Awami League? What happens to the political formation that your mother ran? Will you be contesting the next elections? And why are you saying that she's never going to come back to Bangladesh or do any more politics?
Look, they are trying to destroy the Awami League. They've targeted them, they're killing them. Our people are being killed. So if this is a movement for democracy and you are killing members of the largest party in Bangladesh, that's not democracy, that's terrorism. And in such a situation, how can you have democratic elections? So I doubt that they're not going to let they're not going to let the Awami League participate in elections, most likely. And who knows when there will be elections, or even if they'll be able to hold elections. So it's all completely up in the air. And my mother, she has been through this enough times that she doesn't want to do it anymore. And my family, we are all fed up. So now, if there's a vocal minority of Bangladesh, the people of Bangladesh, if this is what they want, well, this is what they get.
And it doesn't seem from the images that we're seeing just a vocal minority as you describe them. There are thousands of people, young kids who are out on the streets. The disconnect between your mother, her government, and the youth of Bangladesh seem quite massive, sir.
There are 175 million people in Bangladesh. 20,000 people on the streets is not a huge amount. That's a small fraction of the population.
Who do you suspect being responsible behind these protests turning so violent?
Oh, without a doubt, BNP and Jamaat-e-Islam. They were behind the students with firearms.
And who do you think has been pulling the strings from outside? There are reports that the Indian intelligence agencies have, which seem to suspect the role of the ISI.
Oh, I have no doubt the ISI was involved, yes.
What do you fear may happen in and to Bangladesh from here? I've got with me in the studio, Hiranmay Khalekar, who's the author of a book, Bangladesh, the Next Afghanistan. Are you concerned that Bangladesh could go down the Afghanistan route?
At this point, that's what it's looking like. Bangladesh may more likely go down the Pakistan route, where you have a country that where rule of law barely exists. Yes, Pakistan, Afghanistan, pick one of those examples, and that is the likely scenario. That is what is happening that is the scenario in Bangladesh right now. It's a fact.
Joy, you don't want to go into politics in Bangladesh at some point in time? Take over from your mom?
After how they've treated my mother, after all the hard work she has done, I honestly don't want to, no.
But your mom didn't treat these protesters too well either. For a long time, the protests were going on. The students were getting fired at as well. The protests were mishandled.
Yes, it was. Mistakes were made, but it was also incited. You see, the violence didn't start till in the middle of the night. In Dhaka University, someone started chanting, a group started chanting, "We are Rajakars, we are Rajakars." That is like being in the middle of Jerusalem at night, chanting, "We are Nazis, we are Nazis." And I think that was done deliberately to escalate the situation. That's what started the confrontation. Our people, our supporters reacted to that. There was fights. Police had to use and you're absolutely right. And at first, there was some mishandling, but we accepted all of their demands. We told the police and the military not to shoot at students, and yet they escalated their demands to government resignation. And now here you are. You have anarchy, and well, as I said, they got what they wanted, and now they can see the result.
How are your mom's spirits? Is she despondent, sad, angry, frustrated? How would you describe her emotions?
No, I think she's more despondent and sad than anything else. But I think she's also fed up. We all are.
But a lot of people in Bangladesh also seem fed up with her.
Well, then they can live with what they have now. It's very simple. They've got it. She's no longer there. There's no need to be fed up with her anymore.
What do you fear may happen?
See the result without her. I hope they're enjoying themselves now with all the violence.
What do you think may happen in the short, medium, and long term in Bangladesh?
Well, that remains to be seen. I cannot predict the future, but short term, right now, it's anarchy and violence and looting. Long term, you're going to have militancy and weak governments and continuous violence, insurgency, corruption, and the economy is going to go downhill.
Well, you're painting a very bleak picture. Sajeeb,
that is the reality that existed before Sheikh Hasina, and that is the only government that has changed that reality is Sheikh Hasina's government in the last 45 years. That is the reality of Bangladesh.
But can I argue to say that on her watch, there were charges also of crony capitalism, charges of the rich getting richer, a few families getting the spoils of the economic wealth, and the poor not benefiting from her economic policies? And you were involved in several initiatives on digital Bangladesh, information, communication, technology, and the charges of crony capitalism and growing disparity.
That is an accusation that's made against every developing country, especially one that's growing fast. Yes, of course. with capitalism, that's what happens. Rich people get richer. But our government made it a point of having extensive social safety nets. And that's why the numbers are that extreme poverty was almost eliminated in Bangladesh in 15 years. That does not happen if there is corruption and crony capitalism. The middle class has grown to over 50 million people. It's these middle class that you're seeing on the street. Do you see anyone in threadbare clothing? No. They're all well dressed. They are well dressed because of because we ensured that equal success for everybody. And even with Digital Bangladesh, I myself had made plans. We built digital centers within walking distance of every village. We laid fiber optic cable to every single village so that the development would be equal. Yes, did rich people get richer? Of course, but that happens in every capitalistic society.
Are you in the US? Are you in London? Where are you?
I'm in the US. I'm in Virginia, where I live. I've been settled here for 24 years.
Well, Sajeeb, we wish you all the best. Thank you very much, Sajeeb, Wazed, Joy, for joining us. Sheikh Hasina's
Thank you very much.
son. We can quite imagine this is a very tough time for you and your family, and we wish you and your people all the best. Thank you.
Thank you.